All right, so we've started recording, and I'm going to share my screen, and we will get started. But what I want to do is pull up this picture first because I likes it. It's a nice picture describing what we're doing here. Yeesh. I should have I should have shared I should have got all that done first, is what I should have done. Okay. Okay. You can do the door. Why is the picture not opening? That's why. Okay. So we are going to talk about, welcome to Cashflow 101. We're going to talk about money, talk about how to have passive income, talk about a lot of things about money actually, because money makes the world go around, and it's the important stuff. I watched a talk by Michael Saylors. I'd encourage everybody to read, listen, as much as they possibly can about, from Michael Saylors or Robert Kiyosaki or Kathy Woods. There's lots and lots of people that have lots of um, information about lots of different things that are very knowledgeable people. I'm just an IT guy. Okay. But I wanted to start off with this because he mentioned something that I thought was really cool. I hadn't thought of it this way. So I'm gonna tell you what he said. So look at the purchasing power of the US dollar over the past 100 years. Okay. So let's compare this to, for example, in the past 20 years in Argentina. The purchasing power is going down significantly. And in fact, 99% of their value of their pesos is like it's they don't have any purchasing power. And what we will see over the next 100 years is this process continuing to worsen with and the United States has the most powerful currency. So if the United States is the most powerful currency, what's happening to all the other currencies? Okay, so the problem with currency is it's fiat currency, is it's backed by nothing. That means that countries, governments can print as much as they want whenever they want. And this makes it very difficult to store your wealth. Okay. And he said a couple of things that I thought was really cool. So storing your wealth, he goes, you should store in your local currency about 3 months worth of your expenses. Okay. Because other more time frame than that, and your currency is devaluing so much that you don't have power. Okay. That you don't have ability to purchase stuff. And so storing your wealth in the local currency, I wouldn't store more than 3 months, he said. And I agree with him. And then he goes, but I also wouldn't store more than a year or two worth of currency in your local currency. So we use US dollar as an example, because still over the next years, it's going to continue to degrade, and the purchasing power is going to continue to get worse. Okay. Because fiat currency is not a good place to store wealth. Okay. And then he said, which I agree with him 100%, he goes, and the rest of it, store it in Bitcoin. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Okay. I'm going to go back to this picture here. What are we doing here in this company? Well, I'm going to explain what Bitcoin is, and I'm going to explain how it's mined and why it's important and why it's a good storage of wealth. Okay. But let me ask you some questions though. Why is it that it's a good storage of wealth? Because, for example, look at countries that are buying Bitcoin. Why are they buying Bitcoin? It's because it's a good storage of wealth. countries and companies and people, they're buying Bitcoin because it's a good storage of wealth. Okay. And we're talking about wealth that's 100 years out, still, stuff that you can will to your grandchildren. Wealth that's 200 years out, stuff that you can will to your grandchildren. Storage of wealth is the most important thing, is your ability to move from one place to another. Okay. So this is what makes Bitcoin so powerful, is I don't have to physically be where the Bitcoin is. I don't have to physically transport it like I would gold, or like I would land, or like I would cars. And those are all things that are very, very difficult to transport. Whereas Bitcoin is easy to transport. Let me tell you about Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin there's lots of reasons why Bitcoin is the best asset in the world. It's the best asset for many reasons. It's the best because it functions very well. It makes lots of gains, and it's a good storage of wealth because it can never be destroyed. It can never be copied, and it can't be manipulated by governments or people, as in they can't just make more. They can't just copy and print more. But its behavior is also useful. So it's the top 8 times the past 8 years of the last 11 years. It has been the top performing asset in any asset class. Okay. Also, here's some other things about Bitcoin. Is the price of Bitcoin goes up over time. It's just simply inevitable. And there's some reasons why, because it goes up. I'll explain those reasons why. But it goes down, it goes up, and that's okay. It goes down and goes up because people can trade it on these highs and lows. And it makes it nice to be able to trade highs and lows as it goes up and down. But over the long term, it's going up. Okay. Here are some experts about Bitcoin. Okay. Like Robert Kiyosaki, Kathy Woods. What they talk about is Bitcoin getting to, a year from now, a couple of years from now, $1 million per Bitcoin. Right now, it's $70,000. Okay. So Bitcoin is really powerful. No. Also, so Bitcoin is it's the reason why Bitcoin is so powerful is because it's scarcity. Okay. There's only so much Bitcoin that will be created, only so much that can ever be created. And so this is one of the reasons why it's a great store of wealth, is its scarcity. Like people used to use like seashells, or they used to use cocoa beans, or they used to use all sorts of quantities, big, huge lodestones in Malaysia. They have they have these lodestones. I can't remember what they're called, but they would simply agree that the person was the new owner. That they didn't move it anywhere very often. But as long as the whole entire community agreed that this was, and that was their storage of wealth. In fact, one of them sunk into the lake one day because they're transporting across the lake with a boat. But the whole entire community agreed that that's where the stone is. So it stayed in circulation. But the point is that Bitcoin, there's only a finite amount of it. And this is what makes it the best asset ever. Okay. Here are some drawbacks about Bitcoin. Kind of a drawback, but it's aspects of Bitcoin. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is being produced reduces by half. Okay. It's called the halving. So it's reduced by half. But at the same time, the demand for it is still going up. Okay. More and more people are realizing how powerful Bitcoin is. Also, the reason why Bitcoin is so powerful is because it's decentralized. Okay. And so this means that if I want to move Bitcoin from me to him, I can do so any amount, and it's virtually instantaneous. Okay. And so it doesn't matter where in the world I want to send Bitcoin. It's decentralized because there's no government that controls it. There's no entity that controls it. It's simply electronic information that goes from one place to another. And you go, well, if it's electronic information, what happens if all the computers on that network go down? And so we can no longer access Bitcoin. Well, if all of those computers go down and we can no longer access Bitcoin by electronically, well, that means we're in the dark ages, because also we'll have no banking, we'll have no electricity, we'll have no there's all of the computers in the world would go down. So this is why Bitcoin is so powerful, is because you can't be copied, can't be created, other than the process I'm about to describe. Okay, so what happens is if you try to copy it and you made a copy, all other computers on the network would have to agree that that's what happened, and that it can't happen, because you can't can take control of all of those computers. And so to move Bitcoin from one place to another, I move it from here to there. All of the computers on the network agree, yes, that happened. Therefore, it happened. Okay, and so that's how Bitcoin is moved around, is by computers that control for that. Okay, here's some other reasons why Bitcoin is the best asset in the world. Is it's accepted everywhere. Okay, some people in the world don't have access to banking, or really good banking. In fact, many places in the world don't have access to really good banking and confidence in the banking system. Okay, because they don't have access to it. That's what makes Bitcoin so awesome, is because you can create an account for free at Exodus, as an example. And now you've got access to be able to have monetary dealings with anybody else. That you want to send some Bitcoin to him? Okay. He wants to send some Bitcoin to him? Okay. It's okay to do that. Okay. So back to this picture here. What happens is Bitcoin, the way it moves from one place to another, it's called mining. Okay. And so a computer on the network, it has to pick up that movement on the network. You move it, it's now moving. It has to pick that up, and then it goes through mathematical computation. And as it goes through the mathematical computation, once it comes to the conclusion at the end of the mathematical computation, it then posts on a log that the Bitcoin was moved from X place to Y place. Okay, and so the Bitcoin itself, for example, this is a graphical interface of the movement of Bitcoin right now in the world. Okay, every little block that's falling here is a bit of Bitcoin moving from one place to another. Okay, as an example, this one here, 4.18 million was moved, and it 18,000 sats. Okay, that's the fee. It's a gas fee. Okay, this one here, little teeny one, $248 dollars worth of Bitcoin was moved, 3,000 sats. Okay, another little one as an example, $15.57, 3,000 sats as well. Okay, so the sats are a little fee that occurs, and this is important process of how Bitcoin is created, and I'll talk about that right now. Okay, so all these little blocks are moving, and what happens is a mining machine, and I'll show you a mining machine. A mining machine is just a box. It's just a computer, and it sits on the network, and it detects this movement. Okay, and as it detects the movement, it then goes through the mathematical process and comes to a resolution, and it posts, like I said. And the computer that posts is the computer that earns the fee. So this fee here was 19,000 sats. 26 million Bitcoin dollars worth of Bitcoin was moved from place A to place B. Okay, and so the computer that picked that up and processed it and then posted it, that is the computer that earns the processing fee. okay? Which is really, really nice. And so this is part of the mining process is a computer can earn that. There's small problems with the mining process. Small problems are every computer that tries to pick up the mining process, detect the network, they try to start process. Only the first one wins the reward. All of the others, they post, those are confirmations, which are useful, but it's just confirmations, but they don't win the reward for that, although they put forth the energy. Okay, so that's a slight problem. And so that's noise on the network a little bit. We'll call that noise. Okay. And another thing that as a result of the noise on the network and computers whirring and churning away, trying to process as fast as they can, well, that means they're running electricity full speed ahead. And so that's now an electricity cost that the owners of the mining rigs have to front, okay, have to pay for. Here's another problem. Like here's a mining rig, for example. And a mining rig costs about $10,000. Okay. And it produces about $5 a day. But here's the thing, is the mining rig goes obsolete really, really quickly. Like these have to be top of the line computers powering through. And as they age, you've got to replace the equipment. Like it's just an operating cost. You have to replace the equipment. Okay. And so this is all of these little problems that exist with mining process is what we're going to address. The last thing I'm going to tell you about is every 10 minutes, this block is then revealed. All of these little blocks are filled in and it then revealed all of this, and that process then creates new Bitcoin. And so every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that's created in this block that's then revealed is halved. Okay. So all of this Bitcoin is then dumped into the mining pool. And only the computer that put it there, that used the processing speed, that earned the reward, gets to pull it back out. That's the way it is. Okay. So you say, well, how can I acquire Bitcoin then? There are 3 ways to acquire Bitcoin. Okay. One is you can purchase it, and I'll explain. Big companies, retailers like Coinbase or Kraken or Crypto.com or Binance. Okay. So these big retailers, they buy the Bitcoin from the miners and then they sell it on their sites back to us at a higher price. Okay. Because they need to make some commission off that. And so that's how retailers receive it, is they buy it from the miners and then they sell it back to us. That's process one. Process one is we, because of the falling power of money, of fiat currency, to purchasing power, the falling purchasing power, we need to transfer our wealth from fiat currency into Bitcoin, because then we have purchasing power. Okay. And process number one is buy it. Buy a little bit every day. It's really good to do because you're slowly converting your wealth over time. Process number two is you could, in fact, have a business or something online and you sell goods and services and you get paid in Bitcoin. That's a good way to earn Bitcoin too. And the third way, and the best way, is to mine it. So that's why miners are involved. Now, let's talk about how we are involved. Okay. We are involved with this little mining boosting machine. It's called a bit booster. Okay. As soon as my picture comes up, you will see it. This is called a bit booster. Okay. It's just a small little USB device that fits into the computer in the server room, and it plugs in and it connects to the mining machine via VPN. Okay. And so there's a connection between the two. And what this does, okay, this little mining machine, it increases the efficiency of mining, and it increases it by doing this. Number one, it detects on the network. We already talked about this. Okay, so it detects on the network movement and it evaluates the information. It evaluates, is this real movement or how easy is it to process? And so what it does is it feeds that information to the mining machines that it's connected to and says, process this first, process this next, process this next. And it just feeds the information. And this way it dumps the projects that don't pay any money. It dumps those out, leaving the good quality projects. And then it orders those in ease of use. So get this easy one done first, get the harder one done next, get the harder one. And it leaves the hardest ones for the end, because they take the longest to calculate. Okay. And so by doing that, this is how it speeds up the mining process and produces more Bitcoin for the mining companies. We have four mining companies that we're connected to. Three mining companies that we're connected to. One's in Texas. The other one is in Ethiopia, and I don't know where the third one is. Okay. It speeds up the process of the mining. And so what happens is we share out with the mining farms. We share back as a result of this contract that we have with them. We share the Bitcoin that is then produced. Okay. Since March 6th, we've produced 100 Bitcoins. Okay. And this means that in the example of profit sharing, excuse me, of those 100 Bitcoins, 60 of them, so 60%, went back to the mining farm. 30% goes to the mining boosters, us, owners of the boosters, and 10% goes to the mediator, BitHarvest, the one in between. Okay. And so people will say, well, why would a mining company not just buy the boosters themselves? Because for every mining rig that they have, they already dished out $10,000 for each mining rig. They already dished that out. They're already dishing out electricity costs. They're already dishing out keep upgrading costs for their machines. They're already dishing out this money. Why would they want to dish out more? And this is how it's so cool, is because we have a contract with them and we go, okay, any increase in the amount of Bitcoin that you produce from what you were producing before, any increase in that, we'll share that profit with you. 60% back to you, 30% to the miner owners, and 10% to BitHarvest. And this makes a very equitable relationship. And they go, so there's no upfront cost for me, and you guys are going to make more Bitcoin, and we get paid more as a result? Yeah. So they jump on. And that's why we've got 3 companies that have produced with us so far. Okay. So let's look at how the mining machine will generate income for us. Okay. So this little bit booster. Okay. You buy, let's say you take 1 Bitcoin and you decide to buy 70 boosters. Okay. So this is a one-time fee, only one time. You buy it once, it then works for you forever. Okay. You get a 5-year warranty on it. Because it's a solid state, no moving parts, it works forever because there's no moving parts. The booster itself is housed in the server room at Kuala Lumpur. There's 3 server rooms, and it's not being unplugged or plugged back in all the time. Okay, so there's nothing to wear out. So this thing works for you. You buy it one time and it works. It produces about 1.823 Bitcoins in a year. So here's the really cool part, is you dished out whatever amount of when you bought your boosters, that's how much you paid, the one time. And the next year, that year it pays you 1.823 Bitcoins. The next year, there's no additional costs, but you make 1.823 Bitcoins. The next year after that, there's still no additional costs, and you make 1.823 Bitcoins. Okay. This is an asset that is producing money for you. It's having a mining machine in your backyard. Okay. The importance of having assets working for you is really important. Okay. Because you need to know where your you need to know what your break-even point is. Okay. So the way you get out of the rat race is by having your passive income greater than your expenses. So what would make a difference to you? Where does this passive income, where does this line cross for you? I don't know your finances. You need to know your finances. You know what this number is. What makes a difference in your life? Where would that make a difference? Of having money coming in to your house. What line is this? Would 50 cents a day make a difference? Would $1 a day make a difference? Would $10 a day make a difference? Would $100 a day make a difference? Would $1,000 a day make a difference? Where is it that makes a difference for you on where your break-even point comes in? Okay. I would figure out, if I were you, where that break-even point is, where you need to grow your business so that you are financially stable, because you need to have a machine that's making you Bitcoin, because then you can store Bitcoin, you're growing Bitcoin, and you're earning Bitcoin, and your wealth is being converted into Bitcoin. Okay. Let's say you can start at buying 1,000 boosters. That's great. I don't have that kind of cash. It'll produce about 3,000 to 5,000 Bitcoin a day. Some people are a little bit further down the line, and they maybe start with 10 boosters. And that makes them $30 to $50 a day. Some people are a little bit further down the line and maybe can only start with one shared booster for $100. And it produces 30 cents to 50 cents a day. It's okay. You start where you're at, because it's making a difference in our lives. It can make a difference in your life too. I would figure out where you're at, where you want to start, and then grow your business, compound your business from there so that you get up to where you want to be, so that you're then making a difference in your passive income. Okay. Let's compare opening a business, a regular business, to owning a bit harvest, a bit harvest company, owning bit boosters. A regular business, let's say, costs $50,000. Yeah, that seems right. Just a regular mom and pop shop down the street. They make, that's how much it costs to open it up. They've got to buy inventory, they've got to buy stuff, they've got to, pay their staff, lots of stuff. Initial costs, maybe they have to do the building, whatever. Okay. The monthly costs about $1,000 a month. Yeah, because they got to pay electricity, they got to pay for their product, they got to pay for, everything every single month. You got to pay for your employees. There's always costs. Okay. So let's say the monthly income is $1,000. The takeaway. So this is net. Okay. And your yearly income is $12,000. So you've got this business going, or you can simply buy 50 boosters. You've now got a business that gives you a warranty document every time you buy one, and it produces Bitcoin for you every day. Let's say you buy 50 of them, $50,000, same price, but your daily income is $200. Your monthly estimate is $6,000. Your yearly estimate is $72,000. Okay. I'm going, which would be the smarter pathway to go? Another way people store their wealth is in real estate. Okay. You've got to have multiple real estate in flux to be able to make some money off of that. But let's say you just buy one property, $100,000. Okay. You got to fix it up. You got to advertise weeks, months, years for sale. Who knows how long that's going to take? What are you going to manage tenants too? Your monthly cost $500. Your monthly income is $500. Your monthly income, your yearly income is $6,000. or you could buy 100 boosters. Okay. For same cost. Daily income, about $400. Monthly estimated, $12,000. Yearly estimated, $144,000. Okay. So which is the real way? Which is the better way to grow wealth? By owning boosters, in my opinion. Okay. We get paid every single day. Let's say you wanted to have a pay raise. Yeah, just buy a few more boosters and it pays you more. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the business. Okay. The business itself is located in Kuala Lumpur. Here in this little picture here, this shows a server room with each one of these little racks holds 20 boosters. In this one server room, there's a couple of thousand boosters in this one server room. There are 3 server rooms. This is the smallest one. And the reason why they have 3 server rooms is because of they need to have for disaster recovery reasons. Okay. So they've got 3 different server rooms around the city, and that you store that's where they house the boosters. Okay. Let's the company itself is a well-founded company. It started in March. Okay. And the owner was trying to improve his mining operation that he had. And he got in contact with Lenny Hurling, and that produced an opportunity for the boosters to be created. Okay. And as a result, there's actually only 500,000 boosters that'll be produced, that'll be sold. Okay. Andy, would you like to talk to me about what research you do with regards to finding companies, or what you do to do research into what makes a good company?
Okay. I'm going to just step back a little bit from what you've asked me and point out what most people do wrong when they're looking at an online business is they start looking at things like, can you withdraw? If I put this much money in and I get this much money in this time scale, is it worthwhile for me? Does the website work? How long's the website been up and running? These sorts of things. And that's a bit like saying, I'm gonna buy shares in Honda. Okay, I think everybody knows the car company Honda. I'm going to buy shares in Honda because I like their latest model, or I like the paint. I like the color paint that they use on their Honda Civic. It's absolutely, those things are absolutely unrelated to whether a company is a good company, which will provide a good business opportunity and longevity, because we're all looking for this. We all want to make money from this. But it's not just money for the sake of it. We want to invest our time, energy, effort into something that's going to reward us, not just today, but on into the future. And so what you do is don't worry about what the product is. In the case of Bit Harvest, when we come around to looking at the product, and Walter's already shown us what a great business model this is, and the booster itself is a feat of engineering that's got to be seen to be believed. So don't worry too much about that side. What you're looking at now is the company any good? Okay, does the company have is it registered properly? Is it formed properly in a legal sense? Does it have good management? Are the owners, is there repute of ownership? you know, is not run by the mafia or anything like this. Have they got enough startup capital to achieve their first round goals? I don't know if you know in business developments, as you talk about funding rounds. So have they got enough money to get through the first round, and then are they likely to get through the next round? And you know, when you evaluate all these things, you start to get a picture of a company that's well formed, well set up, well run, got good financial backing. It's got good expertise in its field. It's got some of the best people in the industry working for them. Lenny, one of the CTOs, Lenny Herlin, is considered a genius by everybody who knows anything about cryptocurrency. He is a genius. He worked on the core project for Ethereum. I mean, the core project, not any of these spin-off things that everybody pumps their money into, hoping to make money. The next best cryptocurrency after Bitcoin is Ethereum. Okay, and Lenny was that's his brainchild, if you like. That's what he spent his early life working on. And so if he's taken the time and trouble to develop the software and the hardware to go into the Bit Booster and help Logan Lee, the finance guy, the business guy, set up Bit Harvest, you can bet your bottom dollar they're not doing this for the fun of it. These guys have got reputations in the industry. They're not going to be able to run away and hide if they do something underhand or nefarious. You know, not like most of these businesses where you don't ever get to see who the CEO is, you don't know who the owners are. Okay, and that's the other thing. You've got to be able to verify who the owners are. You've got to be able to verify, does the business offering, does it work? If somebody says they're trading, are they really trading? And most of these platforms, they say they're trading and they're not. They say they're doing arbitrage and they're not. Okay, they say that they're moving numbers around the internet. They may well be doing that, but is it a real world application that people are genuinely paying for that is making real profits in the real world? And if you look into everything that Bit Harvest does, everything that Bit Harvest is, you'll see that it's a good, solid opportunity. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. This is the flagship. If you've got a business analyst or business, you know, if you've got somebody who knew about businesses, I don't mean an investor or an equity fund manager or anything like that. If you got hold of somebody, you said there's a blank sheet of paper, write down all the things you want a company to have that's going to provide you income, not only you, but you know, thousands of other people as well. It's going to produce income for you in Bitcoin for the next many years. I think 120 years, but that might just be my opinion, simply because the Bitcoin algorithm says that the last Bitcoin are going to be mined in April. I think it's April 2143. Okay, so that's kind of 100 years. No, so it's 120 years. That's right. So I think we're still going to be doing this in 120 years. So I certainly am. Okay, so yeah, you get this blank bit of paper and you write down all the things you would like a company to be, to do, to have, the repute of management, the financial back, and everything else. Okay, and that's what you got with Bit Harvest. I can't find a single thing. I've suggested to them a couple of things on the website that could be tweaked and made better from a user experience, but nothing that's ever improved the company. Nothing that the company just doesn't need that sort of improvement. Many other businesses I've looked at, not only as an affiliate, but sometimes I'm asked to come in and analyze a business and see if I can help them improve. When I produce a big long list of things that they should improve, very often the owner just says it's too difficult and they walk away. And if I mention some of the names of people that have done that with me, that were produced this analysis, and they say it's too difficult, I can't get from where I am to being a good solid company, because where I am at the moment is me with a good idea, with a platform and 2 part-time coders. To get from there to a proper company that does proper things is too difficult, so they just walk away. Okay, and that's kind of where we are with Bit Harvest. You can't make it better. There is nothing better on the planet right now.
Thank you for sharing that, Andy. I really appreciate your insight, because like you're the kind of guy that actually does real research into a company. Okay. I should have pulled up this picture while you were speaking. because you were talking about our Logan Lee and Lenny Herlin. Okay, but these are the two guys. I want to show you guys a little video. I'll explain what this is first before I start. So they're in the server room that I just showed you. Okay, so this is some friends of mine that they were given permission to tour the server room. And what you're going to see is the application that is connected to one of the application is connected to the boosters. And so when you pull a booster out of the system, the application then indicates that it's inactive. Okay, it's part of the process. And so this is what you're about to see.
Okay, you have to be right in front. All right. So 4384. Which one? The number 4. Number 4. Okay. So number 4 is 4384.
So from an IT guy, okay. So these have their range, the bit booster range here of which, and so they know exactly where to look. If there's something happens, they know exactly where to look for that booster that's failed. None have failed, by the way, but they know where to look. And so they're well organized. Okay, so let's go back.
So now I will detach the booster from the server box. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So you go down over here. Okay, stop here. All right. So number 4 is this one. All right. So I've detached, and we check on the serial number. 4384. Okay. So you shoot on the 4384.
And what happened?
It's 4384, 4384. So we refresh it. Then you can see.
I'm just going to fast forward just a second because it takes, his computer isn't connected very well.
So
but
4384.
Is it linked to internet?
yes.
It's linked, right? So let me see.
And then what you'll see is it'll then
inactive.
post as inactive.
Right, just
Okay.
refresh. And then one negative, only 10 active.
Refresh new.
Okay. So this.
And so I just wanted to show that because it's really cool. This company, like there's it's the best company I've ever come across. And these are real boosters, and it is producing real Bitcoin. And we can pull it out anytime we want because it's our machines that put it into the mining pool. Okay, so you can pull out the minimum USDT is $10, and the minimum Bitcoin is 0.001. So
And can I just chuck something in there, Walter, that I love about this as well?
Sure.
Along the same lines, we're not dependent on the company for that Bitcoin. We buy the booster off them. After that, the booster helps the miners make more Bitcoin. The miners put Bitcoin in the mining pool, and we have the ability to withdraw it from the mining pool. So once we've bought the booster, it's really not, our income is nothing to do with the company. We haven't got to rely on the company to say, "Oh yes, we'll pay out." Send us a request and we'll do this on a Tuesday, every third Tuesday or whatever. No, it goes in. The miners put the Bitcoin in the mining pool for us, and we can withdraw that anytime we like, and it's nothing to do with the company. So I just love that.
Yeah.
People getting confused. They think that the Bit Harvest are giving us the Bitcoin. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're selling us the booster. We're making our own Bitcoin. It's my booster. I own it, and it's making me Bitcoin. I don't know if everybody's wrapped their head around that, but it's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And I appreciate you sharing that because it is really cool. Like this is, I think, one of the reasons why Binance has interviewed Logan Lee at least 4 times that I know of is because they're looking at this company going, wow, this is a company that's got its head on its shoulders, that it's got good guidance and they've got good technology and they're going someplace in the future. That's why they're interviewing us. And you guys can view these interviews anytime you want. They were recorded, they were live at the time, but they were recorded, and you guys can go back and look at them anytime you want. Like this is a real company. There's no playing around. And like Andy said, you can pull your Bitcoin out anytime you want. I love that. And so you can pull out 0.001 Bitcoins is the minimum, or you can pull it out as USDT. And there's no holds barred. These guys, they won. These guys, our company, they won a recognition award for the best service provider of this industry back in May. And so they're a brand spanking new company. They started in March and they won the award in May. And he's at the expos, he's at the trade shows, he's out and about talking to people, showing his face, talking to them in real person, real live person. How we became involved in this company is my friend. He's sitting at having lunch at his hotel in Kuala Lumpur, looks across the street and sees Bit Harvest on the door. And so he walks across the street. You just saw a video of people walking into, they're in the server room. He walks across the street and has a chat with them. It's okay. You guys can do that too. Go have an interview with the company. It's okay. You don't even have to set an appointment. If you do set an appointment, however, they'll pay for your hotel and give you the red carpet. Anybody can buy a booster in the world, anywhere, because it's not shipped. It's not shipped anywhere. It's simply housed at Kuala Lumpur. Okay. And so people buy stuff online all the time. The size of the little bubble is the number of users, the number of clients that BitHarvest has that they produce, that are in that country, that have got their phone number listed. Okay. So anywhere in the world you can buy it. This is an MSB license. This is really important, okay, because this gives them the right to have financial services. So the license number, just for those people that can't read on the screen, 31-000-270-260-594. Feel free to look it up, because this is our license that allows us to have financial services. And with this license, we are now in communication with MasterCard. That's what we're looking for. And in the next few months, we will have a MasterCard that we can then produce, connected to your account, to be able to have another way of making withdrawals. Okay, like Andy said, there's no holds on the withdrawals. You can pull them out anytime you want. You want to withdraw? Good, go ahead. There you go. Like, there's no restrictions because it's real Bitcoin. That's why. Okay. So just some timeline of what's going on here. Oh, this is just some pictures of conventions and stuff people have been at. Like, there's thousands of people that have been at these conventions. I was not able to go, but I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next one, and that's okay. Some done different presentations, different blockchains, different token in Singapore as an example. Okay, and so these are things that our company is going to events to, that way people can see us live. Okay. Here's the timeline of what's going on. Okay, so first timeline is, first thing on the timeline is the sales of boosters. Okay, there are only $500,000 boosters for sale. It'll end at that point. So if you want a booster and you want a passive way to make income, get on board. Create your account today and buy your boosters. And if you can't buy all the boosters that you want, like what happened to me, because I'm just compounding my account a little bit, and I take out a little bit, compound some more, take out a little bit more, and I'm growing my account to where I need it to be so that I'm financially stable. Okay, but there are only 500,000 boosters for sale. The next thing on the list, which is coming out in a couple months, is the credit card. The token that we have, in-house token, it's used as part of the setup configuration process to pay for the booster. And it's also burned as part of the process, because again, the guys behind this are really intelligent. They understand token economics. And so we will have an opportunity, once all the boosters have been sold, we will then start mining BTH as well. And BTH will be brought on as its own blockchain. And of course, it'll become a real coin traded at in the future. And that's probably another reason why Binance is interviewing us, because they want to trade our coin. And that gives you another source of income, not just Bitcoin, but now you can sell or trade or buy. But if you're mining it, why would you want to buy more? BTH. Okay. So those are some outputs. Let's talk a little bit about the marketing plan. Okay. So I want to use some words to clarify things, and I wonder if I can pull up a whiteboard. Not easily. I'll just pull up a whiteboard this way. So just to clarify some word usages. Okay. Wow, look at that. Okay, so MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Multi-level means marketing means sales. Okay, level means different levels. Okay, so as an example, let's explain what MLM is so that we can explain what it isn't, and because we are not an MLM. Okay, so the way an MLM works is, let's say you have potions and lotions and vitamins that you need to buy. Okay, so this guy here, he buys, let's say, $100 worth of vitamins. Okay, when he buys $100 worth of vitamins, this guy makes $5, this guy makes $3, this guy makes $2, this guy makes $1, and this guy makes no bucks. Okay, this is how MLMs work. Every month, these people have to buy the product. Every month, they have to dish out money to have a business so that they are then allowed to be paid. That's an MLM. Okay, this is not an MLM. Let me explain to you what we are. Okay, so the way BitHarvest works is this guy here buys a booster or any number of boosters. Every time he buys a booster, this guy gets paid a referral fee. Okay, he buys another booster, this guy gets paid a referral fee. And why not? Because this guy went through the process and was excited and talked to his friend and said, hey friend, come have a look at this. But there's no requirement for every month purchasing. Every month, if you don't make a purchase, your volume gets flushed. None of that stuff. That's why this is not an MLM, is because your volume isn't being flushed. Now, if you don't want to invite someone, that's okay. You don't have to, because your boosters work for you. It's your passive income that you are dealing with. You buy the boosters, and that's what makes you passive income. If you choose to invite a friend, it just simply adds another form of income. And now you got boosters on your team, and your boosters on your team generate passive income just like your own booster did. And so that's how you can also, another way of making money is if you choose to invite people, but there's no requirement to invite people. Okay, no, I don't want to say that. Thanks for playing. So to show what that is the amount of boosters that are basically on my team. That determines what rank I am, and what rank I am determines how much I get paid. The commission, it's not the referral fee for the booster that a individual buys. Okay, and it determines the amount of earnings I make from the boosters on the team. Okay, so that's all that is. It's really easy. There's no, you don't have to go hassle your friends. Oh, and the best thing is that this is one-time purchase. You bought the booster the one time, and the booster pays you forever because it's your booster. Okay, that's what's awesome about this company.
Can I chuck something in there as well, Walter?
Do you want me to say it on the screen or do something else?
Yeah, on the same screen you were on.
On the one that I'm on now?
No, on the one you were on.
Very good. I'll do that.
Can I share something?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, on the screen you were on, the last screen.
Was it this screen?
The marketing plan. That's it. And that is to point out, because a lot of people have been in other businesses where they're interested in building their income up by bringing more people on board, and you pointed out there absolutely correctly that you're not that interested in the people, you're interested in sorry, not that you're not interested, it's that your rewards aren't dependent on the number of people, it's the number of boosters in your business. If you've got one person with 10,000 boosters, it's the same profit for you as if you have one person with, so you know what I mean, 1,000 people with one booster each. But the big difference is in a lot of these other businesses, you run to a point where people are leaving your business at the same rate that you're getting them in. Again, it doesn't matter how big your business is or how good it is, you will get to, at some point, you get to equilibrium where you're putting them in, or the name of the game is to put people in faster than they quit. Okay, that doesn't happen with this because the boosters never quit. The boosters never quit. Once somebody's bought a booster in your group, then it's going to produce a small amount of income for you every single day going forward, and all you can do is add to it. You can't take away from it. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing because it's true. All you can do is add to it. It's just every partial, every shared booster, it just adds to what's going on, and it is super awesome. Okay, so and your rank will never get taken away. Whatever boosters on your team, it just functions, and inevitable, you will eventually grow. Like, I'm just an IT guy, you know, but I appear to have a team, and that's because I've got some really good people, and we work together, and that's how it is, you know. I already talked about this page, and don't need to talk about that page. We already talked about this page. I think we've covered everything. So, are there any questions? Actually, you know what? I'd like to hear a couple of testimonials from people. People that would like to have had experience with Get Harvest, and just somebody else's experience instead of listening to me all the time or listening to Andy, as much as fun as it is, you know. Are there other people that would like to go, hey, this has been my experience. I've enjoyed my experience. Just stick up your hands. Or maybe if you don't want to do that on the recording, I can cancel the recording too. That's okay.
Well, I don't want to put anyone on the spot. So, Lisa, if you don't want to come on and share, feel free to tell me to shut up. But when we were talking yesterday, I enjoyed what you were telling me about what you're doing with your daughters, or for your daughters, with Bit Harvest, and I think everybody else would find that interesting as well. Like I say, don't feel any pressure, but you know, we'll wait. No, don't feel any pressure. If you don't want to, don't.
You're so funny. Okay. All right. Sounds
No,
good.
okay.
Oh,
And,
she said she can't unmute. Where are you at, Lisa? There you go. Feel free to unmute.
Ah, there we go. Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Lisa.
I was trying to speak out, but it wasn't letting me unmute. So thank you. I started just recently, and I started with 100. You know, just trying to, look around, learn my way around the whole program. And the more I learn about it, the more I like. And I find myself wanting to buy more bits of my booster. I mean, like every day, like I want to buy more booster, you know, so it's fun for me now. And I wish I would have taken my sponsor's advice and just came in with the whole booster. But I played it safe. I've been in the industry for a long, long time. And yeah, so I really like what I'm learning, and it's fun, and I can't wait to meet everybody at an event. And yeah, I love what you guys have to offer, and it's been really fun for me. And I just got started, so I just planned on coming in purely passive, but now I can't help but share it.
isn't that the truth? Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. I appreciate that. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
you're
done this to so many people. They just can't help but share it. They're having such a great experience. Hey, my friend, come join me. Come join me. You gotta come join me.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a great experience, you know?
Yeah, it's really great. It's I like the longevity of it too, you know, forever. I don't think we won't outlive Bitcoin, so I feel pretty good about the longevity of it, you know.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know, the fact that there's Bitcoin is the security of the whole operation, because Bitcoin is going to be here forever. I often say that if you were to jump on a spaceship and travel away from the Earth at the speed of light, and then come back at the speed of light, and you arrive 500 years in the future, there'd be very little about the Earth you would recognize. I think you recognize Bitcoin.
Right on.
The,
Yeah.
the vehicles would be different. The dwellings would be different. The way people work and move around the planet would be different. Pretty much the only thing you would recognize is Bitcoin. And people will say dollars. No, what are dollars? I don't. Oh yeah, I remember from my history lessons. I remember dollars. You know.
Is there
Right.
anybody else that'd like to make a comment? Lace,
Nice.
let's come have you unmute.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
good morning to
Lace.
you.
I was just, wanted to share a little bit of when I started too, because it's really hard when you're looking around to like implement your income. And I've been in a lot of companies that failed.
Yeah.
But I didn't give up. I kept looking, and I found BitHarbor. And it was by accident, but I was looking, so an accidental look. And then when I joined, I wasn't really, I didn't know everything, because it's really a lot to take in when you first see the Zoom. So you got to like keep coming back just to pick up the things that you missed, kind of thing. And then once you pick it up, it becomes easy. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it because there was so much information. So by coming back, it all sunk in, like a whole paragraph sunk into a sentence. And now, for me, it's so much easier to explain, because I even shrunk that sentence down to 3 words. Do you want to hear those 3 words?
Yes, please. Yeah, we're waiting.
I mine Bitcoin.
Perfect.
So instead of worrying about what you're going to say, try and make it simpler. So when you say it to somebody, they pick it up straight away. And so now, that's all I have to say. I mine Bitcoin. Up to you if you want to carry on the conversation, and if they're interested, they will.
That's right.
So that's what I thought I'd just share with you today, because I know it's hard in the beginning, but it gets simpler.
Mm.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Lace.
great. It's always wonderful to hear from you, and hear that you're progressing, because that's what we all want to do. Is we start with no information, no boosters, no Bitcoin, and the plan is to end up with a lot of information, a lot of boosters, and a lot of Bitcoin. So we're all on the same road. It's great to see.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna do the short version. Started the beginning of August, got a share of a bit booster to start. So we're making about somewhere between 30 to 50 cents a day. Fast forward, we are now approaching just in the bit boosters. We're not talking about commissions, whether you can sign people up or not, that doesn't matter. Just in the bit boosters, we make over $1,000 a week now. From 40 cents a day. Shared it with a few people. Most weren't interested. Some just starting up, but not counting any of that. I hope you guys hear me clearly. I'm not talking about recruiting. Not that part. They said some key things on this video that made me rethink what I was going to do. I was going to get just one booster and kind of see how it goes. We got started. They said there's only 500,000 machines for the whole world. I said, what? Huh? Went back to the wife. We hit the situation fund. Pulled out a lot more than one. We wound up getting 10. Then a few weeks later, they said, yeah, I think I asked, are they making any more of these boosters when they run out? The reply was no. I went back to the wife. We have another situation for that situation fund. And we got another 10. So with nobody's help, even if no one else came, we got 20 over like a few weeks. Today, because I put everything back in until the end of the year, that's just my choice. You can take it all out. You can put some in and keep some, or you can roll it all back in. You can do whatever you want. Until the end of the year, we're compounding everything that we're making, whether it's Bitcoin, USD, doesn't matter. We'll reassess in January. And already, it's what? October, we've already up to over 37 machines with nobody's help. If no one else came along, we would have did that anyway. But because others have started, yeah, we make a little bit more. Not like a huge amount more, but we make a little bit more than what the machines is putting out. So yeah, we're able to get 0.2, just do the math, every day. At least 6 days a week, we get 0.2, sometimes 0.1 on the 7th day or something. But you can do the math. That's $1,300 to $1,400 a week. She doesn't even make that working. Plus, she had a pay raise a couple weeks ago, and we still make more than that, even after the pay raise for the whole year. So that's the short version.
Well, that's a tremendous testimonial, Wendell. Thanks for sharing that. And we're all excited to hear your progress, you know, as time goes on, because what you're doing is a great example for other people. You know, everybody can have their own strategy, but yours is a great strategy that I know a lot of people will be following.
Yeah, we're documenting it. So, like I said, I sent you guys the video. So we're documenting it as we go along. I don't know how long I'm gonna do it, but for right now, it's okay. Every week, just go in, make a little 3, 4, 5 minute video. So it's not a big deal. So yeah, we're documenting it for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing, because you know it's nice to hear people having success, you know, having a good experience. Like I said, this business, this company has nothing like I've ever seen before. It truly is the best company ever. It truly is. And we got the best product ever. All right.
Hey, Walter, I did make a new slide. If you want to bring it up either now or later when we're off camera or whatever, just let me know. I think this one ought to, this is a glance back if Bitcoin was around when I was born in 74. If it was around, we're going to compare. Yeah, let me know if you want to do it now or later. Either way, I got a slide for you guys.
Sure, sure. Let's pull it up now. I mean, if you want it on the live stream, yeah, by all means.
Yeah, I don't care. It's just a slide.
Pull it on up.
Anybody can use it. Like, yeah, just screenshot it for them. Get your phones out, whatever, as they say. All right, so check this one out. This one, I was laughing. I was like, I need something fresh for our Zooms that I do about what we do on Thursday night. So I was like, you know what? Let me get a new one just to compare why it's important to have this stuff today. Let's go. Let me know if you guys can see the slide.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so you can see the slide at the top, the title. I know they're going to trip. Our group's going to trip tomorrow night because we have dollars, we get gold and silver, we're getting Bitcoin over time. But over time, what would that have looked like if in 19, hold on one second. Hold on one second for me. All right, sorry about that. You know, the grandbabies, they're a little wild sometimes. All right. So in 1974, there's a Corvette. There's a Corvette in 2024. 50 years later, check this out. $6,001.50. If that was in gold, 34.29 ounces would have got you a Corvette back then. If it was in silver, 1,200.3 ounces. But wait a minute. If Bitcoin was around, since we know Bitcoin started out at 0.0009 in 2009, but if Bitcoin was around at that matrix, let's see, it would have taken 6,668,333.33333 Bitcoin to exchange it for a Corvette. Now, if the dollar is a good idea to save or build with, or the yen or the euro or whatever is out there, if that's a good idea, let's see what happens. Wouldn't that mean the new Corvette, that dollar amount would be going down, right? It wouldn't take more dollars, it would take a lot less, correct? Am I correct? You know, my phrase. Okay, I'm correct. Okay, so check this out. Huh? Say what? That's over 100x. I mean, that's over 10x. Well over. Okay, let's see what happens with gold. Oh, well, look at there. That's a good idea. You got 9 extra coins still left over, and at gold prices today, that's $20-some thousand you still have, even if you would have got a Corvette today. Silver, not as well. Would have took another. You would have to add 800 something more, but that's still better than look with the dollar, what you had to do with a dollar. Now, if Bitcoin was around back then, are y'all ready for this one? Drum roll, please. Say what? If you're on this line, new or not, after hearing everything Walter and Andy have added and contributed to this call, if this slide don't tell you Bitcoin is a really good idea and BitHarvest is the best way to get it, because you turn on the machine and they just print Bitcoin every single day. I don't know if there's anything else we can say. That's all I got. Back to you guys.
Awesome job. I love that screen.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I grabbed one of yours, the one with the Bitcoin going up and then the halving going down.
Yeah.
I added that to my presentation, and the one with the, I've been looking for one where the discretionary intersects and you want to pass that. So I
Yeah.
was kind of looking for it. Then I saw yours. I was like, aha, see, that's why you come to these calls. You get really good information that you can take pictures or something you can pass. You don't have to talk to everybody and try to convince them. Save all that. Save the energy. Use the slides like this. Use the stuff that Andy and Walter are putting up. Use the bit, whatever we have, use it. Stop working so hard. Work smarter, not harder. That is the real way to get wealthy today. You can break your back if you want to and feel good about yourself, or you can just do what the wealthy do. Work smarter, not harder. Get the tools that can increase you without you working, without you moving, and allow things like this slide to take place in your life. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, appreciate that. We know a lot of effort and thought went into that. So, and it gets the point across really, really effectively. So, well done. You're muted, Walter. I take you've done that on purpose.
Sorry, my
Okay, we've got Janet that wants to contribute to the call. So if you unmute yourself, Janet, come and say hi.
Hi.
Hi, good to hear from you.
I hit 1 star last night. Woo, woo.
Ah, congratulations, well done.
Congratulations.
I just wanted to say, like, when I first started, I only did like 100 and then 200. And then because I was doing something else, and then finally I came over to this, and I was just like talking to people. I wasn't really trying to build a team, but I am now, but I wasn't in the beginning. I was just, just in conversation telling people about this. And I was like, I think I'm concentrating on the wrong thing. So I'm excited. I mean, like, my income almost doubled today. So I'm excited.
It's a great feeling when that happens, isn't it?
Yes.
You hit one of the star levels and your income doubles.
Yes, I'm excited.
So,
Thank you.
Janet, can I ask you a question, just as everybody else is listening in? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You weren't even trying to build this.
I wasn't.
You were off doing something else. You were kind of sharing it. Did anybody sign up before you got serious about this and now you're going to focus on it? Did they sign up, even some of the people, even though you weren't even focused on it? Yes or no?
Did they? Yes, they signed up.
I rest my case. I keep telling y'all, you can go after this and come up with all these ways to grow and grow the group. That's fine. But if all you do is get the booster or boosters, get excited about it and share it, this is going, it has to grow at some point, regardless if you get serious about it or not. It's not relevant. Will it move faster? Possibly. A lot of people get frustrated because they're moving, but now I'm going to focus and stuff isn't moving faster or less. Don't let that be you. You've heard us say this enough times. Get it, enjoy it, share it. That's all you got to do. Rather you get serious about it or not, kind of matters, maybe not, but don't get so built up in that part. Trying to build a business, going after the icing, the extra income, more so than just helping people realize you have a Bitcoin press. You're like the United States or Canada or the Euro nations or wherever that have their printing presses, printing fiat all day long. You now and your family can do that as well. That is a phenomenal testimony. I love it when it comes together like that. Focus on your cake. The icing will come, period.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Janet. I appreciate that. And Wendell. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Janet. And it's you know, to pull out the point there that Janet was making is it's always easier to talk about things you are enjoying, you're doing yourself, you're excited about. You know, if you had a job promoting a restaurant, for example, or a movie theater, then you know sometimes you'll be thinking, oh, I don't want to go to work. You know, this is just such a hard job having to convince people to come to this restaurant. But if you go to the restaurant, you have a good experience, and they treat you well, and you enjoy it, and you always go in there with your friends, then pretty soon it'll be second nature. You'll just be talking about it to everyone you meet because it's something you enjoy doing. So enjoy the boosters. Get your head around what you've actually got your hands on, because if you're still comparing this with other businesses on the internet, you're still going down the wrong path. This is a standalone thing. There is nothing to compare this with. Get your head around what you've got available to you, what it can mean for you and your family and your future, personal wealth, generational wealth. And if you get your head around that, I bet you can't stop talking about it. And if you talk about it, people will be interested and will join you.
100%. And they'll be in because everybody's looking for ways to make money. Why is everyone looking for ways to make money? Is because the purchasing power of the money that they're using is going down. And so they've got to find a second source of income to their house, a third source of income, because the purchasing power is going down. That's why everyone's looking for money. So this is a great way. All right. Is there anybody else that wants to have a comment or question? Nope. Okay. What I propose is we turn off the recording at this point, and I'll show my back office, or we'll do the draw. What do you figure we do first?
Yeah, let's do the money giveaway first.
All right. Let's stop Facebook, and now comments for the just a few comments, just as I close. Take action. Okay. The more you sit around spinning your wheels, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Well, it's called analysis paralysis. Okay. And just go get an account. It doesn't cost anything to get an account. Talk to your friend, go get an account. Try it out with a shared booster, like many of us have. Have a good experience. If you want to do more, great. Make little withdrawals along the way. Grow your account, make little withdrawals. Have a good experience, because you will have a good experience. That's all I'm going to say. So you guys have a great night.
God bless. See you on Friday.